style.
Hey everyone, so you want more Xbox 360 games to play on your Series X? Well, I have a great list here for you in part 2. Curious how Xbox One and Series X backward compatibility works? It's simple. Own a compatible Xbox 360 or original Xbox game, check the official list online. Have internet? Just pop the disc in your Xbox One or Series X. The disc acts as a key, downloading the game for you. Now, you might need the disc again later, but your console stores the game for future play. That's it. And with that said, let's look at number 10, Dead Space 2.
It made you see things, didn't it?
They don't get much scarier than Dead Space 2. When I played the demo for this game, I immediately ran out, bought and beat the first game, then bought this one. Dead Space 2 takes place 3 years after the events of the original game. Traumatized engineer Isaac Clarke returns to fight a necromorph outbreak on a space station, all while battling his own sanity and tormented by the haunting visions of his deceased girlfriend Nicole Brennan. The chaos in Dead Space 2 is caused by a secret government project to rebuild the Red Marker, the very alien artifact that triggered the previous disaster. It's intense, grotesque, riveting, and simply blood-curdling. Even more than the original game. FPS boost is enabled for this game playing on the Series X, so you would notice it plays much more smoothly than it did on the 360's hardware. Now, if that's not the selling point that's going to put you over the edge, I don't know what else is going to get you to dive into this horror video game masterpiece. So, take my carefully constructed advice. Just buy it already! Number 9, Darksiders. I love a good hack and slash game, and Darksiders, a third-person action role-playing game, is one of the better hack and slash games you can grab for cheap and play it on your Series X. One of the four horsemen, War, is tricked into starting the apocalypse. I hate when that happens. Well, War is killed, stripped of his powers, and blamed for Earth's destruction, but he gets a chance at redemption. He rides back to a ravaged Earth to find the true culprit and earn back his honor. Well, with an open world and a few light puzzles and plenty of asses to kick, Darksiders will keep you busy doing what War does best. Search in! Seek and destroy!
Number 8.
Hey, Johnny Grafx here, and Dr. Scott brought me onto this video to talk about a game that happens to be starring two of my favorite things, aliens and versus. Anyway, so AVP 2010 came out for the PS3, the 360, and for Windows, and it basically has the same premise as all of the other AVP games had, at least the ones that were shooters like this, where they cram together these sort of 3 miniature campaigns, and they're really kind of ambitious in that way. But, I mean, the price that you do pay for having 3 different games in one game is that they're all very short. The Colonial Marine campaign in particular, I think, is really the reason to play it. I mean, it's just got some great environments, it's got really good shooting, and of course, really good representations of those Colonial Marine weapons. You know, the pulse rifle, flamethrower, smart gun, what have you. And the Predator campaign is nothing to sneeze at either. It's got really good stealth, the heat vision looks great, all the sound effects are right, and it all comes together really well. It's actually probably the best interpretation of playing a Predator in a game that I've seen. Now, the Alien campaign, it doesn't fare as well. I think it's the best Alien campaign out of all of the AVP games, but that's not saying much. Ideally, I recommend the PC version that you can get on Steam. There's a lot of nice updates and patches for it that bring it up to a pretty nice version of the game. But outside of that, I think the 360 version is definitely the way to go. It runs better than the PS3 version. It has less of that screen tearing it is on both versions, but there's a lot less screen tearing on the 360 version. And of course, you can play it on your Xbox One and your Xbox Series consoles through Microsoft's backwards compatibility system. So is AVP 2010 some kind of hidden gem that everybody needs to run out and play right now? I don't know if I'd say that, but it's absolutely worth playing, and it's definitely worth preserving, and grabbing that 360 version is a great way to do that. So feel free to check out my dedicated Aliens games video that I have over on my channel if you're so inclined. And thanks Dr. Scott for having me on the video. May Phil Spencer bless you with all of his cool guy windbreakers and his suspiciously clean sneakers forever.
Thanks, Johnny. There will be a link to his fantastic Aliens game video in the description below. Check that out after this video. It is fantastic. That Colonial Marines campaign is every bit as fun as Johnny said. Plus, I was really digging the Predator campaign too. Now, the only thing that was missing from AVP was...
Get to the chopper!
Number 7. How about something for the kiddos and the kid in all of us? Lego Indiana Jones 2, featuring vignettes from the first 4 Indiana Jones movies, plus it has a level building mode just in case you feel like clicking your own adventures together. Unlike Halo Infinite, in Lego Indiana Jones 2, and all of the Lego games, you can play couch co-op with a friend. See, Bonnie? That's how you fulfill a promise. Well, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Sorry, I digress. Lego Indiana Jones 2 has puzzles and humor that tap dance all around the Jones franchise stories, and even though I'm not a big Lego games guy, I found myself really enjoying this one as I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan. Fun for the whole family exists in Xbox 360 form right there on the Series X. If you already have the first Lego Indiana Jones, this one isn't just a cash and grab rehash. They put more into this one and there's plenty of Lego Jones fun to be had, so get this one now, grab a friend, and let's have some Lego fun. Number 6. We know that developer Rebellion sure knows how to make some great games, and they have never shied away from placing a few bullet holes in some Nazis or zombies along the way. In Sniper Elite V2, Rebellion keeps the home fires burning, and they campaigned to put the hole in holy shit. See what I mean? American OSS sniper Carl Fairburn is behind enemy lines in WW2 again, and you get to keep him concealed in the shadows to peck away at the bad guys, until it's time to get up close and personal with a machine gun. One of the game's signature features is the kill cam, where you land a successful long-distance sniper shot, the game goes into slow motion, and shows an X-ray view of the bullet's path and the damage it inflicts on the enemy's insides in gruesome detail. No matter how many times I play games in this series, the X-ray cam never gets old. There is a remastered version for the Xbox One, but if you already have this one in your collection, pop it in the Series X, download that bad boy, and pepper away. Number 5 is Split Second. If you haven't seen my Xbox 360 Extreme Racing game videos, you should check them out too. And one game you will see there is this mind-blowing title that is playable on the Series X, Split Second. I've had Split Second on my shelf for a while, but never played it until recently, and I was totally missing out. And now that you know that it's playable on the Series X, you too can have a ton of fun playing this extreme racing title. Forget the finish lines, dominance is the name of the game in Split Second. This explosive racing experience throws you onto a destructible course rigged for demolition. Master the art of power plays to trigger devastating environmental blasts, take down your rivals, and become the champion of this cutthroat reality TV show. I promise you the fuel-injected thrill ride you have been missing out on for a very long time. Number 4 is Midway Arcade Origins. Let's take a trip into retro arcade territory with Midway Arcade Origins. This HD collection gives you a visual refresh on arcade classics and has 31 games included, showing you just a few here like Root Beer Tapper, Spy Hunter, Wizard of War, Defender, Gauntlet, Joust, Rampage, Robotron, Smash TV, Super Off-Road, and Xenophobe. Just to name a few, overall, Midway Arcade Origins is a great option for gamers who want to relive the nostalgia of classic arcade experiences, or for those just curious to try out some of the most influential video games of the past. The best part is that you get to use your quarters on laundry on a Saturday night instead of pissing them away in the arcades. I'm a sad, sad man. Number 3, TimeShift. TimeShift is a first-person shooter game with a unique twist: time manipulation. Released in 2007, the game puts you in the shoes of a soldier wielding the beta suit, granting you the ability to slow, stop, and even rewind time. To me, time travel is always a fun hook, and even though TimeShift looks ever so slightly dated, it's still a really fun game today. The time manipulating power becomes your key weapon as you fight through a dystopian world ravaged by the reckless experiments of a mad scientist. You'll use your time-bending abilities to dodge bullets, outmaneuver enemies, and solve puzzles in a world with a distinct retro-futuristic aesthetic. However, reviews for TimeShift were mixed back in the day. While praised for its innovative time mechanics, some found the story and level design to be uninspired. What the hell do they know? I loved the game back then, and I am thrilled that it's available on the Series X via the backward compatibility engine, so those of you that wish to experience it can. Even though it has a slightly dated look, the action is there, the time elements are there, it's a lot of fun, and you'll have fun deciding, what do I need to do to fix this problem using the time device. TimeShift is very inexpensive, and now that you can play it on the Xbox Series X, there is no reason for you to just go grab it, especially since it's only a couple bucks. You'll have a great time, and considering that there are games out there now that are $70, $80, $90, grabbing this for about $5 or $6 is definitely worth your while. Number 2. Zuma's Revenge. Just like the original 2003 puzzle game Zuma, Zuma's Revenge brings back the addictive marble matching gameplay with a tropical twist. Compared to the original, Zuma's Revenge boasts new levels set in a vibrant island location, boss battles with unique challenges, and a variety of power-ups to enhance your gameplay. The game offers a good balance of challenge and casual fun, perfect for short bursts of play or extended puzzle sessions. It's easy to pick up but difficult to master, keeping you hooked as you progress through increasingly tricky levels. I love the original and I've been playing it since 2003, and this one I love even more. As a matter of fact, I have Zuma on just about everything I could possibly have it on, my computers, on Xbox 360, and now that I've got this one, I can play it right on my Series X. I love it. Plus, with Zuma's Revenge, you get Bejeweled 3 and Feeding Frenzy 2 both on the disc, and that's nothing to croak about. Alright, well maybe the joke needs some work, but trust me, Bejeweled 3 is a real gem, and Feeding Frenzy 2 is fantastic.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Number 1 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. For Call of Duty fans, this game needs no introduction, but odds are that if you're a gamer and haven't played this one, its reputation definitely precedes itself. It has a rich campaign, tons of extensive modes including split-screen co-op for Special Ops 2 and Survival. It had a robust online multiplayer suite with various game modes like Team Deathmatch, Domination, and a new mode called Kill Confirmed that required you to collect dog tags from eliminated enemies to score points. Plus, there were revamped maps from Modern Warfare 2 that were a huge draw for fans. Now you're seeing me play the Survival mode here on the Resistance map. Now you team up to fight off waves and waves of enemies in a war-torn Parisian map, manage resources, and use the environment strategically to survive the onslaught. As the stakes grow higher, so do the types of enemies and the variety of weaponry you could purchase to defend yourself and up to 3 other players. I still return to Survival even now and play for hours on end just to unwind. The best part is that now I can just pop it into the Series X and kick ass until the cows come home. Or until the cows come and kick my ass, and that frequently happens. I promised you 10 games. Hey, how about a bonus game? Here's Super Street Fighter 4. You thought we were all finished. Well, we're not finished until my buddy Ken gets his ass kicked. The World Warriors return in Super Street Fighter 4 on the Series X. Yay! Super Street Fighter 4 gives you more fighters and features. It boasts a larger roster of playable characters compared to the original, including classic fighters like Yun and Yang, and even bosses like Evil Ryu and Oni become playable. It also introduced new features like Ultra Combos, adding another layer of strategic depth to the combat. Even though I'm not as well versed with Street Fighter's lore and characters as I am Mortal Kombat, I enjoy playing the Street Fighter games, even though I'm very, very terrible at playing them. Of course, there were several versions of Super Street Fighter 4 released over time, including the Arcade Edition with additional refinements and the Arcade Edition for consoles featuring online features and the ability to download new characters. Now, when I look at articles and things online, Super Street Fighter 4 was generally well received, praised for his expanded roster, refined gameplay, and extra content compared to the original Street Fighter 4. It's actually considered the definitive edition of the game by many, many fans. And just as I mentioned earlier, there's me as Ken, and I'm getting my ass kicked. Hey, thanks for stopping by the Game Closet. Now check out Johnny Grafx Aliens video. The link is right down there in the description below. Did you see any of your favorite Xbox 360 games on this list? Well, if you missed part 1, there's a link right here. And there's a link here to part 1 of Game Closet's Xbox 360 Extreme Racing games. Subscribe and stick around because I have tons of videos on the channel and there's more on the way. We'll see you very, very soon.